Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, today we're tackling something really specific and urgent. It's NFL game day, November 2nd,
That's right.
and you need the key info on the Green Bay Packers before they face the Carolina Panthers. Our goal here is simple. Take this game day source, focused on injuries and context, and give you the critical facts fast.
hmm And the big one, the question everyone asks, is about the star player. Is he in or out? We're digging into the confirmation of Micah Parsons' status today.
And what that really means for the Packers, right? Where they stand right now.
Exactly. This source material, it's basically an article zeroing in on this Packers-Panthers matchup today.
Okay, so let's set the scene for the game itself. The Packers, they've had, well, a strong start, is how the source puts it. 5-2 record.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, considering.
Look who they've actually beaten. The Lions, Washington Commanders, Bengals, Steelers, and the Cardinals.
That's a real mix of teams, different styles, shows some versatility. They're not just winning one type of game.
No, exactly. They've pulled out wins against decent teams, controlled others, and they're non-wins. Also interesting.
Right, the loss against the Browns, tough defense there. And, maybe more telling, that tie with Dallas.
So even when they don't win, they're getting results, sort of grinding it out. It sets up today, doesn't it? Playing a struggling Panthers team. A loss would feel like a major step back.
Which brings us right back to Micah Parsons. The absolute core of this report, it confirms Parsons, listed as both defensive end and star linebacker.
That hybrid role, yeah.
He is confirmed to play against Carolina today. And the crucial part, the detail you need, he's not on the official Packers injury report for this game.
Not listed at all.
Nope. Officially cleared. Good to go.
Okay, that clearance is huge, massive.
Okay.
But we need to talk about why it was even a question mark. The injury background really tells the story here.
Yeah, and the source actually gives us the specifics, which is great. It wasn't just some minor knock.
No.
It was an L4, L5 facet joint sprain.
Yeah.
Lower back.
Oof. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, L4, L5, that's right at the base of the spine. That's where all your twisting power, your explosion comes from.
Exactly. For a player like Parsons, whose whole game is built on that speed off the edge, that ability to turn and shed blocks, that kind of sprain is, well, it can be incredibly limiting.
Seriously debilitating, yeah.
And the source directly connects. It says it happened a few weeks ago, and it led to what the team felt was a poor start to the new season for him personally.
So it wasn't just a training camp tweak. It genuinely affected his play early on.
Definitely. Fundamentally limited him.
So when you consider how serious a spinal thing like that can be, the update now that he's described as fully fit and focused, that's a really positive sign.
It really is. Suggests the recovery went well, and he's potentially ready to get back to that elite level just when they need him.
Which kind of shifts the focus to the game plan, doesn't it? Having a player like that back changes things. And Parsons himself, he actually spoke to Matt Schneidman, the reporter.
Yeah. And his quote is very telling, really insightful.
He sounds focused, professional. He says, let me get this right, "This team is a very good team. I wouldn't consider this a trap game even with Philly next week."
Okay, that quote, that's gold. First, the trap game mention.
Right.
That classic scenario. Good team, the Packers at 5-2, maybe looking past a weaker opponent, the Panthers, who the source notes have had a poor start.
Towards that big matchup next week.
Exactly. Parsons is tackling that idea head on. He's saying, nope, we're not doing that.
He's respecting the Panthers, saying they're still pros, looking for a win, but then that immediate mention of Philly next week.
That's the key part, isn't it? It shows you exactly where the bigger picture focus is, even as he's saying, don't overlook today.
It creates this interesting pressure for today's game. Parsons being ready isn't just about beating Carolina.
No, it's also about getting him back into game shape, keeping that defense clicking before they hit that huge Eagles game. That game's going to demand everything he has.
So, today's win is almost like the minimum requirement. The bigger picture is about carrying momentum and health into next week.
Which leads us nicely into the rest of the roster. Because Parsons being back is great news, but he's not playing in a vacuum. The depth around him isn't looking perfect.
That's a really important point. We need to look at who's not available, because every absence just puts more weight on the guys who are playing, like Parsons.
Absolutely. And the injury report today does show some potential holes, especially on defense and special teams. 3 guys are completely ruled out. No chance they play.
Okay, who are they?
We've got wide receiver Dontavion Wicks, defensive end Lucas Van Ness, and linebacker Nick Niemann.
Losing Van Ness, another edge guy, that puts more pressure on Parsons, right? Fewer rotational options.
Definitely. Forces others into maybe more snaps, less specialized roles.
Yeah.
And losing Wicks on offense.
Yeah, that makes things a bit tougher for the offense, needing more from the guys who are active, especially against a team you should beat.
Yeah. Exactly. Less room for error. And then, on top of the out guys, you've got two key players listed as questionable, real game-time decisions.
Okay, who's questionable?
Kicker Brandon McManus and linebacker Quay Walker.
Ah, the kicker. If McManus can't go, that changes your whole fourth down strategy, doesn't it?
Immediately. You're thinking twice about long field goals, maybe going for it more, or maybe playing it safer, affects field position, everything.
And Quay Walker, another linebacker, if he's out too.
Then that linebacker unit gets thinner again. Less flexibility, maybe impacts coverage schemes. Again, likely means more snaps, more responsibility for Parsons.
So let's pull it all together. Parsons is back, which is huge, especially after that back injury. But he's stepping back into a lineup with some real question marks. D-E, L-B, W-R, even kicker.
Yeah, the relief of having him back is definitely tempered a bit by those other potential absences.
It's a tricky balancing act for the coaches today, you know?
For sure. You have to get the win, keep that 5-2 momentum going, but you also have to be smart, manage snaps, try not to risk anyone else getting hurt, especially with that Philly game looming, the one Parsons himself mentioned.
Right. Okay, before we get to our final thought, let's just nail down the logistics for anyone wanting to watch. Packers hosting the Panthers.
Yep, game kicks off at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's at Lambeau Field.
Classic venue.
And you can catch it on FXX Sports or stream it live on Fubo if that's your thing.
Great. Okay, so final summary of this deep dive. Key points. Packers are 5-2, looking solid. Parsons is officially back, fully fit, huge boost.
But there are some significant depth issues,
Yeah.
particularly on defense. Wicks, Van Ness, Neiman are out. McManus and Walker are questionable. It's not a full-strength squad around Parsons.
Which leads us to that final thought.
Yeah, let's connect it all back. Parsons' own words. Avoiding the trap game today, but also acknowledging Philly next week. So the question for you, the listener, is this. Given those specific roster strains today, losing Van Ness and Wicks, the uncertainty around McManus and Walker, and knowing Parsons needs to both perform and stay healthy for that massive Eagles game. How might Green Bay approach this game against Carolina? Is it just about winning, or is it about winning carefully? Maybe conserving energy, getting key guys like Parsons off the field if they get a lead, prioritizing health over, say, running up the score.
Because the goal isn't just 6-2, it's being ready for week 9.
Exactly. How does that awareness of the next game subtly influence the strategy for this game? It's not just about the record today. It's about managing resources for the bigger fight ahead.
Something to definitely chew on while you're watching the game unfold. That's it for this deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.